a very wet and windy autumnal day today. Lots of water on the road and too wet to really go out. So I'm heading to a local garden centre this morning. It's a garden centre I've been to before, and I've been to this garden centre after this specific invertebrate. However, we won't be looking at this one until after dark. Well, I have been successful and managed to find a specimen of the species that I want. I have it tucked away in here. I did find two, but one was too small. It was a very young juvenile, or a very small juvenile. This one, however, is adult, and it's a flatworm. It's the Southampton flatworm, Plana variegata, and it's a species which I found here under some planks of wood a couple of months ago. But you haven't seen it in the light that I'm going to show you it in. Safely back at home now with the prized specimen, the single adult Southampton flatworm, Plana variegata, or words to that effect. At the moment it's on or underneath a piece of bark in this container, and in typical resting posture, coiled around almost snake-like fashion. It'll probably become active. I'd like to show you it in the light or under the lights here, but I don't want to really encourage it to become too active, because I want to show you how this species looks under ultraviolet light. It's quite special, and something I didn't realise that this species exhibited until only recently. But the Southampton flatworm, maybe other species of flatworm too, I don't know, they fluoresce under ultraviolet light. Quite a few things do. Shieldbug eggs glow or fluoresce enormously, and of course purple emperor pupa. And whoever found out that this species fluoresces presumably found out completely by accident, I don't know. But we'll have a look. It's an amazing thing, and an amazing thing exhibited by, well, I regard as amazing animal. It has to be remembered that not all flatworms are harmful to UK invertebrates. This one isn't. And so we'll have a look in complete darkness, but only using ultraviolet light. It is something really special. At least I think so. I like anything that glows or fluoresces. It always seems very strange, but we'll give it a go and we'll have a look. We'll have a quick look under indoor lighting conditions. The fabulous thing. This is about 3.5 to 4 inches once it becomes active. So as it's starting to become active now, we will switch the light off. Hopefully I can keep that in the same place, and we'll introduce ultraviolet light. Just look at that. It always seems so strange to me when anything has the ability to fluoresce. The head end is the end currently moving around. It may well start to become active. But quite incredible. I've just turned around and just got a little bit closer, and you can see now how active it is starting to become. Completely in the darkness, if I take the ultraviolet light away, that's what you can see. And if I introduce the light back in, there we are. If I concentrate the light a little bit, And now you can see it's started to become active, moving in that typical manner of flatworms. The yellow lines down the centre, dorsally, along the length of the animal is absolutely beautiful in daylight. They are fabulous things. They might not be to everybody's taste, and some people won't get past the fact that they think that all flatworms are harmful to UK's native invertebrates. They aren't. This species isn't, and the few UK native species we do have aren't detrimental to our earthworm populations. This species across the UK is certainly under recorded, and if you want to look for it, the best places to look, apart from under flower pots and things like that, or matting at garden centres, then look under any piece of wood or anything on allotment, or in gardens, under tarpaulins, or even plastic bags, anything like that, and you may find these. You'll probably certainly find one or two other species very much under recorded, all of them, but quite a remarkable thing that this can fluoresce under ultraviolet light. There's the head end, slightly pinkish element to the head. As with all flatworms, the head is always raised off the ground. There is nothing that moves like them. And this one is going to look for shade. You can see that double, almost olive yellow coloured stripe running along the body dorsally. And you can also see just to the left here the slime trail. It's very similar to the slime trail left by slugs, or mucus trail should I say, but thinner, often an indication that you have flatworms. Maybe you have this one in your garden. The Southampton flatworm, which I presume is named after its first UK record. I don't know on that, but I can't understand why it would be called Southampton flatworm if it was discovered in Nottingham, for instance. A fabulous thing. If you like flatworms, of course. And when I saw the picture the other day of one of these under ultraviolet light, I knew that I had to go and see it for myself. And now you can see the length of this one. My thumb is about 1 inch broad. So there's 1 inch to, it's a good 3 inches in length. Now known from 3 sites in Nottinghamshire. I think this is far more widespread in the UK than records suggest. Looks very snake-like when viewed from the side. So that's the Southampton flatworm. It's a stonker in terms of flatworms.